Today we're going to be continuing on with our alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs unit, and we're going to be discussing brain function and how alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs affect the way that our brain works. And in order to do this, we need to know a little bit about the brain. The brain is the command center, and it processes the most simple to the most complex tasks. So to know, in order to understand how alcohol, tobacco, or other drugs can affect our brain, the big concept for today's lesson is the functions of the brain and actually the anatomy of the brain. So the first part of the brain that we're going to talk about is the frontal lobe, and that's the blue part here, and that's located under the forehead in the front of your head, and its function is to make our decisions. We use it for problem solving and for planning. The second part of the brain, the second lobe of the brain, is the parietal lobe. This is located on the top of your head, and it controls our 5 senses. The pink part of the brain is the occipital lobe. This part of the brain, this particular lobe, controls our seeing, and it also controls reading. So occipital and optical, that's how I always like to kind of remember that part of the brain. The next is the cerebellum. The cerebellum is located between the brainstem, okay, and the occipital lobe, and this controls our balance and posture. And the last part of the brain is the temporal lobe, and this is located on the sides of our head, or our temple, near our temples. That's always a point of reference for me. And that temporal lobe, it processes our memory, okay, our learning, and our hearing. So temple and your ears are a good point in order to remember where the temporal lobe is located.